What's up, guys? Today is all about pranks and whether or not they've gone too far. Oh, you just got pranked! That's not a prank.
No, that was assault.
No, this is assault.
That is pepper.
Is it?
Dude.
Oh, double prank!
Get out of here. There's a pretty major YouTube prankster in the news right now.
Sam Pepper went to the 3rd Street Promenade and he had a fake arm that looked like his hand was in his pocket, but then with his real hand, he would ask women's questions to distract them and then reach over and grab their butts.
Sam Pepper's prank was immediately taken down, but What's Trending posted this report on it.
He received a huge backlash immediately on Twitter and from a bunch of different YouTubers calling it sexual abuse because, of course.
Hank Green posted that he wouldn't be welcome at VidCon.
He did post another video basically saying that like, oh, of course sexual abuse is not okay, it's not what I was doing, this was all scripted and like these people were actors, but I don't believe him.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
I just think this clearly crosses the line.
We've seen what YouTube pranks have evolved into, but now we're going back to the OG Yeah, ready? This has 27 million views. It was uploaded in 2006.
Stop banging the monitor.
So this video sparked thousands of imitations, and a guy even punched his hand through the monitor.
You're crying.
Kids cry so ugly.
I think he's saying dad, like confused, like why would you do this right here? Dad! The one man to protect you, right? And then he puts it on YouTube. When I was a kid, my grandpa used to scare the shit out of me. And I think it made me a jumpy person. At least the Scary Maze prank was a little bit more brief than this next prank. This is the mafia murder prank. This poor man in the leather jacket, he thinks he's just getting a nice ride down the street. He was waiting at a bus stop and talking to a guy and he's like, hey, my buddy will take you. Let's just hop in his weird nondescript Mercury.
Or like Cartoon Network or, you know, something like that. What is that? Stay right here. Okay.
Does this go too far? He tried to get up, but guess what? He couldn't because the child safety locks are on the door.
It's not even a prank.
You've got someone in your car under false pretenses, then kept them from leaving, kidnapping. Then you've terrorized them. I'm sure that's some other thing. Emotional Al-Qaeda.
My least favorite part is weirdly enough the end when the guy's like, prank, can you sign this consent form so I can use this footage? And the kid's like, I'm still in the middle of nowhere.
Feel better? Okay. Yeah, dude, we gotta take you out to eat like buffet or whatever you wanna eat, dude. All on me today.
You like Pinkberry, dude? Come on. You like Pinkberry? Come on, buddy.
So if scary pranks can go too far, can positive pranks go too far?
I think so. Like, I know that they're very popular, but sometimes I love them, sometimes I just feel awkward watching them.
Because if you want it bad enough and I want it bad enough to tip you more,
Okay.
if we just go like this,
Oh my
your
god.
tip can actually turn into $100.
The exploitation is what gets me. This is a guy who paid $400 effectively, and he got 3.4 million views and has ad revenue running on this. So therefore, he has made much more money than he gave out just to exploit someone who is, I think, is actually a status thing of saying like, you lowly pizza driver, I have this money, you need it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
Like tear it up.
Oh, don't. I'm sure you can use it.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking of it as for the 5 minutes that they have to spend on the sidewalk there, they're getting $100. So you got a night's worth of tips in one delivery.
There are 62,000 likes and only 726 dislikes. I might be in the wrong here. I'm not wrong, but people might think I'm wrong.
You're a little wrong.
I don't think I'm wrong.
Since a lot of what we've seen today deals with the invasion of personal space, let's look at a far less offensive prank, if you even want to call it that. This was inspired by a Reddit post about a commuter sleeping on the shoulder of somebody else on a New York City subway. Kind of like this. At first people weren't having it, then I guess people started to come around. It was made by the marketing director of a nonprofit group called Charity with a D. They basically help nonprofits around the world get donations and do things with them. That's what I would have done. I would have just popped up.
I really don't like this.
Why?
This is framing it as though the people who are like good people are the ones that allowed the invasion of personal space of some strange bearded man on the subway like leaning on my shoulder. Get off of me!
I mean, I don't think it's obviously on the same scale as the Sam
No,
Pepper video,
of
but
course
do you
not.
think it's on that spectrum?
He's not sexually assaulting people
Right.
with his head. I think it does live on the same spectrum, to be honest.
I actually think that this shows that people are, for the most part, caring and generous.
It doesn't make me a better person, I don't think, to be like, go ahead. sleep on me. So obviously earlier we talked about how Stan Pepper's video, he came out saying that it was to raise awareness for sexual abuse, but I feel like there's a better way to do that, and this video does it and gives a really good idea of what it's like to be the recipient of unwanted attention. This is from Fousey. Basically, he noticed that guys stare at women's butts when they're wearing yoga pants, because yoga pants are a magical thing, but it doesn't mean you get to stare at them like that. And he decided to see what would happen when he put on a pair. This video is his biggest success. It's got like 24 million views.
Ali, tell me when he looks, okay?
Yo, you just stared at my butt?
No, man.
You just stared at my butt.
Why would I want to be looking at your butt?
I felt your eyes glaring at my butt.
This one's my favorite.
Oh man, why the you got on leggings? Dude?
Why you staring at my butt, dude?
Shit, dude.
I'm sorry, I thought you were a girl, so I was looking.
I thought you were a girl, man.
This is pretty genius.
It is, and I think it got shared for all the right reasons, and I think it's fantastic, and I like that he bleeps things out with Miley Cyrus's face.
Because I want you to spank it.
His experiments like this get a ton of traffic. He's actually been discussed in college classes for social experiments like this, which I think is great.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any questionable prank videos that you think we missed, drop us a link in the comments.
Yeah, and we also want to know what you think about these. I mean, were they great, terrible, horrific, awesome? Let us know.
We'll see you guys on Monday, but now to play us out with one of the weirdest birthday prank videos you have ever seen, play us out, Katy Perry!